tuning in to the Illuminations Podcast. We love having you here. It is our mission to be a beacon of light on your journey towards conscious and mindful living. In our weekly episode, we bring you inspiring change makers in the field of spirituality, healing, personal growth, and wellness who share their insight and expertise so you can navigate your way to a happier, healthier, and more purposeful life. Welcome to the Illuminations Podcast. My name is Soniyaa and I am your host. So on today's episode, I'm very excited to announce a very special guest, Benoit Demeulemeester, an amazing human being, a pioneer of ice baths in Dubai, and a renowned health, happiness, and longevity coach. Benoit's journey is one of pushing boundaries and embracing adventures. From his Swiss roots to his global banking career, join us as we explore his expertise in the Wim Hof breathing technique, the ice bath experience, nature hikes, and Sadu boards, and more importantly, how to learn and tap into your full power potential for health, healing, and happiness. So without further ado, welcome Benoit to the show. And I'm laughing because the first question I want to ask you is, how do you pronounce your last name?
Well, thank you for the introduction. I'm very happy to be here, and all these compliments. Thank you. Means a lot to me.
It's from the heart.
My name means Demeulemeester in Dutch, so Demeulemeester. It's quite easy. Yeah. You did really well.
Thank you so much, because we were having a couple of pronunciation rounds for that. So Benoit, you are popularly known as the ice bath pioneer of Dubai, from being a banker and now to a coach helping people to live happier and healthier. So how did this transition actually happen?
Thanks to COVID.
Okay. Yes, COVID has really helped us all awaken.
Yeah. I was a banker in Europe for almost 20 years. And then I moved to Dubai and was still in banking, but in the headhunting business. Mm-hmm. Project management and headhunting business. And COVID basically changed a lot of things much faster than I ever thought. So I stopped that. And on the 31st of January, 2020, I did my first ice bath, me personally.
Oh, wow.
And I found it quite inspiring. And it just developed into COVID. I was supposed to do the Wim Hof week or long weekend in Poland,
right,
in March, and that didn't happen because of COVID. So I started to invite my neighbors to do some ice baths.
And inspiring in which way? Like when you say an ice bath experience is like inspiring, how would you like explain that in more detail?
It's when you go in the ice, it's kind of a moment, and for some people it's very short, for some people it's a bit longer. Mm-hmm. But you forget about everything in your current environment, life, and it's just to the very basic will I survive instinct. So your body wants to go into flight, fight, breathing, because some parts of your body, your reptilian brain here on the back, thinks that you're literally going to die. So it wants you to hyperventilate and get out of that situation. And when you know how to breathe and to calm you down, it's a challenge you overcome, and like every other challenge, right, you feel different afterwards. Right. You feel inspired, you feel strong, you feel that you can do something you thought you cannot do. Some people lose anxiety. Right. It inspires them to do something new, something else, gives them the energy. It's something you take with you in any difficult situation you have, right, after the first ice bath.
And it also helps a lot with recovery, I believe. So can you tell us more about the health benefits of an ice bath?
Well, health is health, physical or mental. I think it's very, very close to each other.
Right. Yeah.
You can't be physically fit and mentally very disturbed. Correct. So you need to find a balance in both. Funnily enough, most people think what we do, the extreme cold, the extreme hot, and not only sauna, we also hike in July, August. So we like to challenge the people in hot and cold.
Right.
In pain, like the Sadu board, and also the fire walk. People think it's all physical.
Right, yeah.
But it turns out like the most physical one, which looks like it could be the fire walk,
right.
is actually the most spiritual and mental one.
Yeah, because it helps you break out of your comfort zone and makes you do things that you otherwise thought you'd never be able to do, like walking on fire.
Yeah. And walking on fire is for me, this is the most extreme experience we do, or it looks like the most extreme. It's quite easy, but those 3 seconds you walk on the fire changes you in 3 seconds.
No. And I had my first ice bath experience with you guys at Endorphins. And I remember you had given me very clear instructions on how to breathe and plunge into the pool. And I was observing everybody, and I guess they had come to you before and they were more experienced than I was. So I thought it was so easy. So I jumped right in. I followed none of your instructions. And within 20 seconds or within a few seconds, I jumped right back out. And I was in extreme pain. I was in so much pain, I was almost in tears. And you came around and you told me that from this very experience on how I responded in that moment, you could tell me so much about yourself. And the 2 things that you made me observe, which I obviously already knew about myself, is number 1, you are a complete control freak, which is so true. And number 2, you have a deep fear of failure, which is also very true. So just from that one simple ice bath experience, I got to learn so much about myself. And obviously in the next round, when I practiced the breathing, I listened to your amazing instructors who helped me through the process. I was able to just move past that 20 seconds or 30-second mark, and I was able to go on for quite a few minutes. So I was so proud after that experience, and I would like to thank you for that amazing experience that I had. And as a result, I think I came again. And I know that a lot of people look at an ice bath experience as just a one time on their checklist, on their bucket list that they need to cross off. But I know that you've created a beautiful community where people come and reunite over and over again so that they can, it's really not just about the ice bath, but it's about coming together with like-minded individuals who have a passion for health, healing, and happiness. So what you've created is, absolutely fantastic in such a short span of time. So I'd also like to understand more about, the fact that there's so many misconceptions about an ice bath. And a lot of people who are skeptical, like they think it's just another wellness trend. How would you respond to that?
Well, it has become trendy. And it has become trendy very quickly, very fast. I think mainly because of Wim Hof, right, who has put new boundaries in many ways. He walked half a marathon in Antarctica barefoot. He went up Kilimanjaro in shorts.
Right.
So and he stayed 2 hours in ice. So he showed people that we can do much more than what we think we can do.
Right.
And then so people started to experience ice baths. It's done a lot in the northern countries, in Sweden, Finland, Norway, Russia. They practice that from a very early age for their immune system boosting and all that. So, but I think Wim Hof has brought it, and he does a lot of research with universities, how your immune system can be improved and all that. So it is trendy. I think also during COVID, people, they were open to do new things because they had some time to do new things. But said that the is it good, is it bad? It's you have people, they have opinions. You have people, they are vegans and they think that is the best diet you should be on. Yeah. And you have carnivores and they think this is the best thing. So. There's one is the opinion you have, and the other thing is how your body reacts to that. So there could be placebo effect. There could be
correct.
Effectively you have something to heal, but if you're healthy, maybe you don't need it as much as somebody who suffers from anxiety.
Right.
So we get like this question, it's such an amazing experience. How often should I do that? Yeah. Should I do like every day? Should I do it once a week, once a month? And it's so individual.
Right.
Because we are very, very similar,
right.
But we're also very, very different.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think if you listen to your body, that's a good thing. If you listen to your mind, that maybe not so the right thing. So I think when you really don't want to do an ice bath, that's probably when you need it.
Right.
And the people who say, I just like cold, they probably don't need it. It's like this paradox we have, the things which are tough, the things which are difficult, where you like the David Goggins mindset.
Right.
So when you do things you don't want to do, that's where you grow. That's where things happen.
Absolutely. And there's so much that you also do just besides an ice bath. You do retreats on fasting. You do nature walks, you do hiking trails. I think when it was raining last week in Dubai, you sent me a couple of pictures that you're off in like doing something, God knows where, in like the desert. So tell us more about what you do. So it's not just about the ice bath, it's not just about the Wim Hof breathing, but you kind of create wellness to become a lifestyle. So just tell us more about all the other activities that you offer.
We like to do or help people to experience things they think they cannot do. Okay, so the biggest compliments I get is you're crazy. Okay, that I love. Okay? So, and the people who have done things with us, they realize that we are not crazy. But why you go? My mom says, why you go in ice? And why you walk on fire? Why you stand on nails for an hour?
You're a wellness rebel, basically.
Well, we do everything in a natural way. There's no medication. We don't follow any food plan because we are not nutritionists. We do things which look extreme, like in end of the month, we're going to do 100-hour fasting retreat, fasting and detox retreat. And the people say, I don't think I cannot not eat for 100 hours. And on the second day, they realize how easy it is.
Yeah.
You're with similarly minded people. And I said, we're going to hike every day. We're on an empty stomach. I said, yeah. And on the fourth day is when they have the most energy. It's all these mindset you don't know until you experience.
And it also helps when you're part of a community,
of course,
and you have the accountability, and you obviously like it becomes a sort of like a journey that you take together with people who are like-minded. So I think that really, really helps in your own personal practice as well. And that's why people meditate together. Of course, you can meditate on YouTube, you can meditate, through a podcast or your iPhone. But when you come together as a community, and you've created an amazing community. I have been to your workshops twice, and it's just been an amazing experience. It was not just about the ice bath, like you said. It was just about the whole experience and how everybody was trying to help and support each other. And you learned so much, not just about yourself, but like a lot of other people as well. So let me ask you this other question. How has your previous world as a banker, like for example, I'm sure you were obviously very stressed. You probably were working very long hours. So how do you incorporate these health and wellness techniques in your everyday life? Like how has it helped you personally with your own health journey?
So I was in banking for well over 30 years. But what changed or started to change my lifestyle and perception of happiness and health is when I became a coach 13 years ago. Yeah,
because you don't look your age at all. Will you tell our listeners and viewers how old you are?
I'm almost 60. My age is just a number.
It is. Absolutely.
I'm definitely happier than 20 years ago. About 5 years ago, I was probably the fittest. So it's just there's so many factors related to that. But the coaching experience, which I became a life coach about 13 years ago, that helped me to understand better what you actually need in life. I did I did together with a friend here in Dubai, Deepak Mehra, we did some happiness programs.
Oh, nice.
We did happiness programs for people who were laid off. You know, when you fall in a hole in Dubai, you don't know
what to do.
Do you have to leave here? And also, so we developed something in that area, and then I became an NLP coach, which the life coaching is more motivational, while the NLP can be quite manipulative in a certain way, which helps a lot in the ice because it's quick fix. So in the ice, we typically have only 10 to 15 seconds when something goes wrong to fix it. After that, it's too late. So that helped a lot. So all these together, when COVID happened, and I said, that's it. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I said, enough with banking. So I found that, and then my passion came really into it. And I think whatever you do, if you do it with enthusiasm and passion, and when you put everything in it, when work becomes your hobby, or when you want to wake up in the morning to do what you want to do, which wasn't the case in the banking at the end anymore, that changed a lot.
Oh, wow.
So what did I take out from the banking industry? That you can help a lot of people.
Yeah, because they can relate to where you were and then how far you've come as a result of that.
We have done some breathing sessions for banks, and I come into the room and you feel how things are wrong.
In which way?
You know, we are our team are all breathwork instructors. Breathing is the first thing you do when you're born, and it's the last thing you do before you die. So breathing is actually quite an important factor, and it's also a trend now that people do more breathing. Not only the ice breathing has also come up a lot, even in the sports industry. People learn to breathe, how fast, how intensively, and all that, and it changes performance. The people who are stressed, they don't breathe properly. They breathe through their mouth, and they only breathe from the top of their body. They don't use the diaphragm. They have short breaths. So that's quite wrong. And just by doing proper breathing, you can prolong your life.
100%.
By years, not by months, by years. And you can also have a better life.
100%, because in the yogic beliefs and philosophy, they say your life is not measured by the number of years you live, but by the number of breaths you take. So if you increase and expand your breathing, or you breathe more slowly and in a more expansive way, that's how you can increase your longevity, basically.
Yeah. And you know, you can expand that. The breathing, if you do proper breathing, you're going to be calm. If you breathe fast, you're going to be stressed.
Right.
And the medical industry says that 80% of the diseases we have today are stress related.
100%.
So 80%. So if you reduce that, you're going to be healthier just by breathing properly.
Yeah, but it's so hard when you're in that moment of stress and you react. And I just recently read somewhere, just take a moment and breathe and then respond. Yeah. But I find that so hard. I had a bit of a meltdown earlier because we weren't ready with the podcast and everything was such a mess and these guys had no idea where to come to. And, at that moment of time when your mind just wants to lash out, and that's when you have to just take a deep breath, take a pause and breathe, and then respond after 8 seconds or 7 seconds. And that perhaps will help you a lot more in being more productive in your response patterns.
Right. Totally.
Amazing. So tell us some of the actionable steps our listeners can take to start improving their overall health, happiness, and healing journey right now.
So health and happiness is quite close to each other, but it's slightly different. Right. To be happy, I think you need 4 pillars. You need the physical activity, you need the mental activity. So you need to move, you need to do some sport, you need to do your steps every day. You need to be mentally fit, you need to be stimulated, you need to read, you need to talk, you need to learn. And the other two are the spiritual side.
Like having a meaning or a purpose in life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It can be yoga.
Right.
It can be religion. It can be meditation. But you need to have some spirituality.
You know, one thing I really appreciated about you, which I observed, is that you really live what you preach. Like every day you're doing an ice bath, you're taking some hike somewhere, you're doing these boards, or, you know, like whatever you do, whenever I speak to you, you're always on some sort of mission, and you basically eat, live, and breathe what you offer to other people. And I think in the wellness space, there are so many people, it's very easy to promote like knowledge, right? But in order for us to have wisdom, it's an integration of that knowledge in your everyday life. And what I've witnessed about you is that you actually live that. You integrate everything that you promote to other people. You do that in your everyday life with yourself. And I think that's why you've been able to kind of have this crazy attraction with so many people like wanting to experience, because you've kind of become an advocate for an ice bath or like the fire walking experience right here in Dubai.
Well, I think if you want to be credible, that's the only way to do it, you know. And there's a lot of people who breathe better than me and who stay in the ice longer than me and stay on the Sadu board longer than me. But we experience every single of this experience before we do anything. So that has to do with credibility,
right.
And you also want to see if it has an effect, you know. It's like the opposite of when you see the Ministry of Health in Europe,
right.
which are like obese, and they preach people what they should eat. It's like a joke.
And the Sadu boards, you gifted me the Sadu boards, because I remember walking into your workshop and everyone is having this conversation and I'm looking down and everybody is standing on these like needles, acting as if it's completely normal. And I get on these needles and I'm like in pain, I'm screaming and this. And you're like, oh, you know, let me just gift her like a Sadu board, which by the way, I have to say I haven't yet used shamelessly, but I will start using it after this conversation. So how does a Sadu board experience or just like standing on needles help you with your health?
It's just one more little addings on the thing. If you do a breathing session one day, you might feel great in the moment. It's not going to change your life.
I know.
Okay, so it's very ancient techniques.
Yeah.
The Chinese medicine basically does tea, acupuncture, and acupressure. And this is the acupressure. So the needles don't go through your skin, or they're not supposed to. And
they almost feel like they do.
But they stimulate your whole body.
Yeah.
You start sweating, and it pushes it. The pain is where you need it the most,
Correct.
and blood goes in there, and you feel hot.
And it helps your organs.
And it heals you. So, you know, if you don't, you could put it in your bathroom and brush your teeth in the morning on the Sadu board.
That's crazy.
That's about, because it takes you 2 minutes to brush your teeth, and if you do 2 minutes every day, you will.
I mean, I'm already going to the gym. I'm already doing 10,000 steps. I have a huge workload, and on top of that, I have to subject myself to even more pain.
you brush your teeth anyway, so you just stand on it.
That is very, very true. So what's next for endorphins? I know you do a lot of corporate wellness. I know you're moving places. You're looking for a new space. And if people want to work with you, how can they look you up? How can they work with you, like either on a one-to-one or group classes?
Well, anybody who wants to go into that journey and be healthier and ultimately be happier, we support the people, you know. We're not standing on the Sadu board for them. We're not doing the breathing for them. They have to do it. Health is the only thing you cannot buy, okay?
True.
Health is the thing you have.
Health and time.
Well, yeah, yeah. But health is you cannot buy it, you know.
And time gives you more health.
Exactly.
Or health gives you more time.
Gives you more time. So anybody who wants to experience something which has to do with your physical or mental health, so we're super happy to help them. One-on-one, groups, corporates, whatever. We're going to launch the sand bath which is basically digging people into the sand.
Oh, wow.
In the hot sand, which has has a lot of minor effects, but it's basically grounding not only your feet, but the whole body.
Oh, wow.
And it regulates your blood pressure.
You can do that in the heat in the August or July.
Exactly. We will do that.
So a lot of really extreme experiences.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, very soul-filling. So thank you so much, Benoit, for being on our show.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything. And thank you for the contribution that you have provided to my life. And I look forward to working and collaborating with you in any and every capacity. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to the Illuminations Podcast. We love having you here. It is our mission to be a beacon of light on your journey towards conscious and mindful living. In our weekly episode, we bring you inspiring change makers in the field of spirituality, healing, personal growth, and wellness who share their insight and expertise so you can navigate your way to a happier, healthier, and more purposeful life.